Hi everyone, I'm Kiani. I'm the Airbnb host, and today I'm going to talk about all of my experiences in the hospitality world and how am I become the best rated Airbnb host, and how did I get all my Airbnb properties and my hotels to the highest rate of occupancy during the whole year. Okay, the most important thing in the hospitality business, no matter what it is the experience that you give to your clients, to your guests. It's all about the experience, it's all about how you make them feel, and this is a key to your success. Today, I have 3 tips that I implemented successfully into my hospitality business, and I have the highest rate of occupancy. And I'm going to show you some of my reviews. I'm going to show you around some of my properties so that you will know that. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to know is how to make the first impression. The first impression is everything. Imagine when a guest arrives in your property and you have a beautiful property, very big, but the first impression is a little bit of meh, because there's no water in the property. They have just arrived from a long journey and they have to like kind of just put all their suitcases there and just go to the grocery shopping to do their own shopping and to buy their own stuff. And I do understand some of the people are telling me, yeah, but this is an Airbnb business. So we're renting out the property, we don't renting out an experience or food, or we don't sell anything that is food related. I do understand that. For me, although this is very different. So I don't see my guests in my Airbnb separate from my other guests in a hotel, because the only difference is that the same guests that are booking a hotel, they might also booking a property on an Airbnb. And why is that? Because they want to travel with their family and they need like a spacious place, or they are going to travel with their friends and they just want to have like a big house or a nice flat, or like, so whatever the reason is, it's not like that the Airbnb has their own clients and then hotel that has their own clients. No, the clients of hotel can book also Airbnb. That's all what I'm saying. So what's the first impression and why is it so important? For me, it's very important, the communication. So what I do is one day before their arrival, I will send a welcoming message with different questions. So one of the questions would be, what time can I expect you to be arrived? The second would be, I am preparing a welcoming package that is included this. So mostly what I give as a drink is a bottle of bubbles or wine they can choose, or for people that doesn't drink alcohol, I can offer them a non-alcoholic drink. I do some snacks, I do some sweets. I prepare a whole table, so once they arrive in a property and they're tired from a whole long journey, they arrive in something to looking forward into it. This is what I always feel like. Even though when I'm going to have like a 5-star experience in 4 seasons, no matter how beautiful the room is, when I arrive in the room, the first thing I'm looking for is, okay, what are the goodies? Like, I would be so happy when I see a cake, for example, like a welcoming cake, what they always give us, and also, for example, a bottle of champagne. That makes me feel like I'm home. And also now I have time to like kind of have a tour in the hotel room with a glass of champagne in my hand, or have some snacks because I have just arrived and I might be hungry, or I might be thirsty. There's always water in the hotel room. So this is what I'm always going to looking for, to have that. And also a couple of other questions I will come back onto it later. So once they arrive in the house, what will they see? They will see a table full of all the snacks, sweets, and drinks, and they kind of like want to discover the house with a glass of champagne in their hands, and they kind of, you have that 5-star experience. And that's what they always love. When they give me reviews, they're always talking about the welcoming package, that they arrived and they had this nice beautiful bottle of champagne with some snacks and water. It's very important. I always make sure there is water in the fridge, and there is all water outside of the fridge in a room temperature, because some of the people, they don't like to drink cold water. So the second important thing is the mornings once they wake up. I always offer an included breakfast, and the reason why I do that, the most of my properties are outside of the city center, so there are big chalets or houses or apartments, which is like some of them maybe only 5 minutes drive from the next grocery shopping or a restaurant or a coffee or whatever. I rather have them breakfast in the morning in the house before they're going to leave, before they're going to plan their day, because it's just way more pleasant. Even if they're only 5 minutes away from the city, from the grocery shop or coffee bar or whatever, I always make sure once they wake up, they have morning coffee, they have nice breakfast. And what I serve as a breakfast is never a warm breakfast. For a warm breakfast, they can have eggs, which I already fill the fridge with a basket full of eggs. So if they fancy to have eggs, they can bake their own eggs. What I always do is a basket full of fresh pastries from the neighborhood bakery. I will give them a fresh squeezed juice. I will make sure they have yogurt with some muesli. I will make sure they have cheese or maybe a ham or just cold stuff. Anyway, so that way they will have an easy morning to wake up to a fresh breakfast with warm coffee that allow them to plan for the day, that allow them to just stay in the house and enjoy the house. And this is also one of the things that I also see on my reviews coming back and back and back again, and one of the reasons that my properties get always fully booked, because there is an included breakfast. And don't worry about the cost, because I will calculate the cost in the nightly rates that I charge. The third thing is your communications with their guests. So be always responsive. My response time to my guest is within 5 minutes. I'm always ready to respond. I'm always on my phone. My notification bell is always on, so I would get a notification so that I know somebody's just messaging me, so I can message them as quick as possible. If you have a very busy day, make sure there is somebody else, you have a co-host who can answer them quickly. This is very important, because when they cannot find a Wi-Fi password, or they have an issue, or there is an electricity that doesn't work, they just want to have a answer right away. This is also one of the 5 stars treatment that you can give to your guests. And also, before they're going to check out, you are always going to make sure you have a text already to send them, to thank them, to choose for you. Always make sure you ask them, did you enjoy the city that you Airbnb is located in, and not specifically directly going to, oh, did you enjoy your stay in the flat or in the house? Always the city, how was your experience in the city? I hope you had a nice stay. And also, what you can always mention is, it's very personal, but that would touch their heart, that for you to say to them, oh, I really wish you have a nice and pleasant and safe journey to home or to your next destination. And please let me know once you arrived safely, so that we know we are safe. And when they answer to that message, you can then following up by asking them about the house. So how was your experience in the house? And I cannot wait to hear your feedback in the review section if you had a good and pleasant experience. So these are the 3 important tips, the 3 important things that I've done to all of my Airbnbs, and that makes it so different from other Airbnbs. I have feedbacks from my clients that they say that was the best Airbnb stay experience for them, the best one. Like they have stayed in like maybe 100 other places, or they have had 200 trips, and then they found my place the best place. This is like very touching feedback. Or they would say, oh my god, this is the best place, this is like a 5-star treatment. But what I also do is, and this is something personal, and I think this is very important, and I do it, and I don't know, you can choose if you want to do it or not. I always go for a very qualitative brand furniture for my Airbnb. I don't go IKEA, with all due respect. There are some of the things that I buy from IKEA, such as glasses, maybe a coffee mug, but I don't buy any furniture, any bedding, nothing from IKEA or any other cheap places, because I want to give that quality. And this is what they also see, and they give in their feedback reviews. They say like, oh my god, the furniture in the house, they were like big brands, or the house was very beautifully designed. So this is what makes a difference. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask me. I'm here to answer. And if you need any guidance, I'm also here to help. And I wish you all a very successful hospitality business.